All right, my friends, my peoples, I'm going to attempt to show how to get in on an ICO and win it. Actually, get some action. Hopefully, like a boss. So, I'm going to show you the best way you can do this using myetherwallet.com. Yes, there's other methods and this and that. Some are extremely complicated, but this is a very good method. It works fine. Ever since I started doing this, I've been able to get in on a couple ICOs with no problem. So that's what I want to show you. So I'm going to switch screens, and you are going to be going to myetherwallet.com, as you can see right here at the top, myetherwallet.com. It defaults to this page, which is new wallet. So I'm going to start as if you don't have a wallet here, just for people who don't, and I don't want to have to do two videos. I'll just do it all in one. So I'm going to put a little password in here. Don't forget your password for the time being on this, but not really important, honestly. Create new wallet. You must hit download key store file, which is fine. Then you're able to click on this, which you want to do next. Then you must print the paper wallet first, okay? Which actually I take that back. You don't have to do that. You can see this, save your private key. This is what the most important thing is. So we're going to copy that. Make sure you got the whole thing highlighted. 487 ends in C41, okay? I'm going to open Notepad, like I always do. I'm going to right click. I'm going to paste. And I'm going to double check, as I always do. 487 starts with, ends with C41. Good, we're in business. So I know that this is my private key. So I'm going to label that. And I'm going to do a file, save as. And this is in my download folder, so I'm just going to leave it there. That's fine for me. I don't mind. I'm going to call it Joe's My Ether Wallet. Okay, I'm just going to save that. And I know it's successful because the name up here changed. We don't want to close out yet. Okay. So we got this. I'm copying it. Now I'm going to go, honestly, before I go any further, and even if you are skipping this step because you already know how to do this part, you're going to want to go up here to the top right. Which node do we want to use? It must be one of the top Ethereum nodes. This is an Ethereum Classic node, and this is some other crap you don't want to mess with. There used to only be two up here. I've noticed in recent times there's now a third one. So in all honesty, when you come here, you should not be doing this top one because that's the default and that's where tons of people are probably going to be using. So either pick the second one or third one. And I'm going to pick the third one. Okay. Now we're there. Gas price. You want your gas price as far over to the right as possible, which is 60. It's as far as it can go. Fast gas, fast AF, right? 50, 60. Double click that again to close it if you need to. Now we're okay. Now we're in business. So now I'm going to click on send Ether and tokens. Every time you click on a link up here, it is always asking you for your private key. And that's what we're going to select, private key. Right click, paste, unlock my wallet, which I just created. And of course, there is nothing in here. But notice how it says as in Veritasium, SNT, which is status, network token, and pay, the pay token. So had I had some in this account, they would show up right now. And that's what I want to talk to you about next. On the day of, let's say it's 9 a.m. Saturday morning, the ICO is going live. Not a second early, it's 9 p.m. or a.m. Eastern time, which, again, these things are in Europe and all over the place. You got to do the conversion. But most of the times, when you go to the ICO website, the owner, company, every time I've seen it, there's a countdown. Okay, there's always a countdown to when it's going to go live. So what I do is, now I happen to have two monitors here at my desk. It doesn't matter, honestly. But what I would do, if I were you, and I'm on Windows, I need to move my face over here, okay? Down by the clock, And this is valid for Windows. I'm not, if you're on a Mac or something else, whatever, you got your ways of doing this. But I'm going to click on the clock, the time. And again, this is Windows 10. If you have Windows 7 or 8, whatever, it's similar, very similar. And you can see it ticking down, right? 26 seconds, 27 seconds, 28 seconds, 7:43 p.m., right? So as I have that up, what I would do first is I would have their webpage up. So let's just pretend that this page right here is the ICO token page of the company that's about to release it. And on that page, it says, here is the address of the token. This is where you're going to send your Ethereum at 9 a.m., Saturday morning, again, Eastern time. But it may say, 2 p.m. Central, or not Central, but, GM time plus 11 or minus 11 or whatever, right? You got to make sure the conversion in your mind, whatever, you've got it down right, or you're going to miss it. So you have to make sure you've got the times down, the conversion properly. So you can easily do that. You could do like Eastern time to, GMT minus 8. And I didn't spell that right. Eastern time to GM minus 8. And I'm just Googling this, so I'm coming up here. Current time and date and Eastern Standard Time is 1844, which that doesn't seem right. That would be 1944. It's 7:44 p.m. here. So this is incorrect. I hate to say this, but this is incorrect. All I'm trying to tell you is figure out Eastern time. And you know what I might do? You know what I just might do maybe? Is put up a website myself, unless I can quickly find one, that shows all of the time zones and where you are, at least in America, and what time it is all over the planet. GM time, this and that, maybe I can do that. I don't know. Bottom line is you want to find the time that is on the ICO page. And once you see it ticking down on their page, the ICO, because usually it ticks down time-wise. Some of them don't, by the way. Some of them are based on blocks being created. Most do the time, though. So what I did is I look at the time on their ICO page. I open my clock up like this. And I look at to make sure, okay, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 0, is that matching up with their webpage? Because if it's not, then you need to take that calculation into consideration, that either theirs is off by 2 seconds or you're off by 2 seconds or whatever it is, and just understand when I go to pull the trigger and actually make this contract go and submit it, that I either need to be 2 seconds faster or 2 seconds slower because our things were not jiving up, so to speak, right? They were not spot on. On the pay token, I know their site, I think, had Eastern time on there. So it was easy for everybody to figure it out. And it was accurate with the clock because I was looking at it. So that's just to make sure your time is legit with their time. Everybody's happy, right? So let's say this is the ICO page. They've given you the address that you're going to send it to. And it says, do not send any tokens, any Ethereum to us before 9 a.m. Eastern time. All right, so we're back here. We've loaded up our private key. Here's our address, right? This is the actual address. Not that we need this right now, but you're going to need this if you were on, say, Coinbase or Gemini or somewhere else, or your own wallet, your Exodus wallet or whatever wallet you're using. You're going to have to send yourself right here some Ethereum. So you got to get your Ethereum wherever it's located to this address, the one I've got highlighted over here on the right, account address. So I'm going to right click and save that, copy it, right? We're going to copy it because remember our text file here, we only had the private key, and that's okay because we could always get here with the private key. That's fine, but I just want to put it in here. Address is there, right? 0, yep, ends in E2D, I'm happy. So I'm going to do a file, save again, because we've already saved it. I just want to do a file save. And at this point, you should have a USB thumb drive. One of these little deals. Okay. Put it in your computer. copy that text file. Don't delete it. Copy it. So keep it on your computer, but copy it and put it on here too for a secondary copy. And then when you're done, go ahead and remove your drive. You got your second copy. That's just for safety, right? Security, safety purposes. So now that we have this address, which is the same as this one over here, you would send from your wallet or your online account, wherever the hell your Ethereum are, to your myetherwallet address, which is right here. So if you had 20 Ethereum you wanted to play a certain ICO game on, I want to get in on that ICO, you're going to send 20 Ethereum from your account online, wherever it's at, or your wallet or whatever, over to here. You got to always remember though, every transaction from there to here or here to there takes what they call gas. It's a tiny fraction of your Ethereum. So if you only have 20 Ethereum to your name and it's dead at 20, you know, dead stop 20, only got 20, you won't be able to send 20 over here. You're going to have to send like 19.98 or 19.99 or something. Now on that system, if you happen to have a little gas meter, you can leave it at the default. It's probably around 27, 28 or somewhere around there. That doesn't matter. We're not in a hurry over there. So up here, we put it on 60. On your wallet or your whatever account, if you can even mess with gas, a lot of times you can't even mess with the gas thing, just send it over. Once it gets here, again, same example, you had 20 total, you sent 19.9, we'll call it 19.99, okay? So now that you've sent it here, this page does not refresh. So it's going to say 0. And you can't just click this link right here again that says send Ether and tokens. It's like you have to literally click some other link, any of these. I'll click this one, and then I'm going to go back to send Ether and tokens. I'm going to get the private key. You got to use the private key for this. Private key, put it in, unlock. Here we are back at this page. Now it would say 19.99 ETH right over here. Your ETH should be over here within, 20 seconds, 30 seconds max. Excuse me. So now it's here. So remember we had the contract address. Let's pretend this was the page. Copied the contract address that the ICO company gave out and said, this is the one you want to use. I'm going to put that address right here to the to address. That's where it's going. I verified. I've got 19.99 Ethereum over here. I'm happy there. This will drop down. It's already defaulted to Ethereum. So we know that's what we're going to be sending. You're always going to be sending Ethereum. So let's just pretend I pasted the address here. I would say I want to put all my Ethereum in this. Again, I can't put 19.99 or 19, or probably not even 19.98. Why? Because my gas price here is 60. I'm telling it maximum gas, baby, pedal to the metal. And I don't know what the actual equation is to figure it out right here. So what I'm going to suggest is make sure you have probably a quarter. If you're dealing with around 20 or 30 Ethereum to play the game, make sure you have about a quarter of 1 Ethereum left over. So a quarter would be 19, we're talking 19.99, right? So roughly 19.24 or 25, we'll call it, whatever. Anywhere around there will be fine. So in this case, we have 19.99 to spend. I want to feel comfortable because if you do this and it says, oh, sorry, you don't have enough gas, you got to do it all over, and several seconds just went by and you may have just lost your opportunity to get in on the ICO. So I would do like 19, how much, I remember I had 19.99 and this is how much we're sending actually. So I would say, let's do, just to be safe, 19.74 would be like kind of spot on. Well, I'm going to do 19.70. Just again, I want to be real safe. So even though I have 19.99, I need some for gas. And this is more than enough, honestly. So 19.70 is what we're going to send over to the ICO. At this point, as soon as you click down here into the next field or whatever, usually once you've put in the address up here, the amount or whatever here, it automatically figures out the gas price every time. It's always figured it out for me. It has never failed. What has not changed is this thing. It's always set down to like, 20 or 30 or somewhere around here. And you'll hear them say, oh, well, the recommended gas is 50. No, player. Put it at 60. The only way I would say don't do that is if somehow the ICO company said, we've got our smart contract here, the address you're going to send to, set up so that if you even try to use more than 50 gas, you're not going to get the token. If you read that somehow and they pull this off and do that, then don't go past 50. But you will see a lot of times they say recommended is this much. Thanks for the recommendation, but I'm JSNIP4 and I'm going balls to the wall. So we're going to put this baby again over here to 60. Boom. Double check here, right? Now keep in mind, if you happen to have sent your Ethereum over to here from your wallet, Gemini account, whatever, and you go here and you did what I did earlier, and your Ethereum is just not showing up. Go up here to the node, and we're on the third one, remember? Try the second one and see if it pops up. And if your balance all of a sudden shows up, okay, great. That tells me that this third one, there's an issue. I don't want to use that one right now. So that's a way of figuring out why isn't my stuff showing up? Or, you know, I clicked on this and it took a few seconds for my stuff to show up. That would tell me that that node is probably heavily being used or a lot of people on it. If you're clicking on one of these and you're waiting down here for your balance to show up and it takes more than like 1 second, try another node. Not that we have a lot to choose from. And again, you can only choose these 3 right here. And this may turn into 4 at some point if another node comes online. But it's Ethereum, ETH. These are the ones. Do not mess with the ETC. That's the old one. That's the classic one. And don't mess with these. So again, we're already here. Infura.io, that's the one we had. So I'm just leaving that alone. So at this point, you've put in your address. You put in the amount you're going to send. Again, keeping it a little bit on standby because for the gas fee. Whatever this turns into, just leave it alone. I never touched this at all. I've never have. You're going to hit generate transaction. As soon as you do that, a box right down here is going to pop up that kind of says, okay, I'm sure, or whatever. And you're going to click the button, go ahead. Another box is going to come up here towards the top where my mouse is, where this little circle thing is, roughly in this area, which is like a final confirmation. Are you sure? Now here is where I think the pro tip comes in, like a boss, I hope. Once you have this page open, usually within 15 minutes of the ICO going live or so, they'll give you the address. Sometimes it could be the day before. Doesn't mean you can send it to it. They have to activate on their end to allow Ethereum to come in on their side. So if you try to send something prior, it'll block it and send it right back. So, again, what I've normally seen, 15 minutes before the ICO is going live, in other words, in this example, I said 9 a.m. So 8:45 a.m. Eastern time, I should be able to go to the ICO website. Here it is. Now, some people, Americans, hey, I went to the site and it says your IP address is blocked because you're in America. I have a million people telling me, just use the Tor browser, T-O-R browser. Install it. It's a proxy across the world, whatever. It'll give you an IP through the proxy to somewhere else. And then you could get onto the site, on the ICO site. So if you happen to have the Tor browser and do this that way, you're going to only use the Tor browser to go to the ICO company website, get the stupid address, and then you're done with Tor browser. You can close Tor browser. You're going to paste that address right up here where it says the to address right here. Doesn't matter if you're in America anymore. You got the address, and that's all that matters. So you're going to paste that. You're going to put the amount in here. I would have already done this. So let's say you're here. You've got your, it's 15 minutes before it's about to start. 8:45 a.m. I've got my gas on 60. I'm on this one, or maybe the middle one, Etherscan, or this one, whatever. Again, I'm going with this one because that's where we're at. That's 60. We're there. Okay, I'm good there. Okay, I just got the address. I pasted the address here. I know I have 19.99 Ethereum, so I'm going to leave 3/10 of an Ethereum left behind for gas. So I'm going to change this to 19.70 roughly. Well, not roughly, exactly 19.70 in my case. The gas limit will go boop and change automatically. And right here where it says advanced data, it'll actually get pushed down. And usually you will see the ICO that you're wanting to get on a little message or a little text box will be here that says, oh, Veritasium or whatever. It'll say whatever it is, which is more confirmation that you got the right address. You're going to hit, and I'm talking about doing this, within 15 minutes. As soon as you get that address and there's 15 minutes left to countdown, what I would say when there's a minute left or 2 minutes left, even right before it's about to get down to it, as in 8:58 a.m., 2 minutes to go, I would, okay, my address is here, my token, my amount to send of Ethereum here, all this stuff's already been set, gas limit's automatic. Even though I've got 2 minutes left, I'm going to hit generate transaction. The second one comes up as confirmation. Are you sure? Whatever. Yes, I am. Go ahead and go through with it. Then the final one pops up. It's the third one. And it pops up right up here towards the top. I am not clicking on go ahead and go yet. I will sit back and wait. And I'll have my clock open. Again, if I have their ICO page, I don't want to, I mean, again, I've got 2 monitors, so I can drag, this tab over to my other monitor and see it, so I can have 2 tabs. So you, on the other hand, you're going to be like back and forth. And what I can't tell you is, I'm not sure what's going to happen if you had another tab open, and it says confirmation or whatever. Will the confirmation box still stay up on this page? Oh, little thunderstorm here. And then you go over to tab, new tab, and look at the time to kind of time it and say, okay, it's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boom, click the mouse over here on this page. Right as that thing's practically hitting 0. So that's kind of what I would do. I would be on this page. And again, you might, well, let me just say it like I was going to say it. I've already hit generate transaction. I hit the second one that pops up down here. And then the third one pops up after I hit that one. So now the third one's here. I do not hit it. I do not confirm it. I just wait. So again, if I knew that the clocks were synced, I would have this open. And I'd be watching. Let's pretend it's right now. 55, 56, 57, 58, 59. Click. Boom. Just like that. And then it would go. It'd go boop. And then you sit back and do this with your fingers. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Please tell me I got in. That's how it goes. Now, I was just barely speaking about this earlier Friday, right? Friday morning, one of my videos. And people already knew enough to do what I said. Oh, I can set it to 60 because there was one that was coming out, I guess, today or Friday. And they're like, hey, are you getting in on this one? And I'm like, no, I'm not going to. But some people did. And they said, oh, by the way, I used what you talked about in your video. Even though I didn't show them, they still knew enough and figured out, oh, that's what he's talking about. I can set the thing to 60 and whatever. Everybody emailed me, oh, I got in. I got response that I made it. So they were already doing that. So once you're in, it could take several minutes. It could take a half hour. I'm not really sure to see if your balance came back or whatever. So, let's pretend it was Veritasium in this example. And I just sent out and I'm hoping I got some, right? New ICO. So what I would do down here where it says add custom token, I would hit add custom token. The address is normally the same exact address we just sent it to. Our 19.70, the same exact address we just sent it to. You're going to put that here. The token symbol is simply, what are they calling it? Again, if this was Veritasium, I know the symbol was VERI. So VERI. Decimals, I haven't found one to date that was not 18. They appear to always be 18. That doesn't mean it can always be that way, but usually the ICO page will tell you, here's the symbol and here's how many decimals. I don't think it will matter, to be honest with you, if you accidentally messed up the decimals, because you could just get rid of that page, that token by these little minus buttons here. You can get rid of it and do it over again. It doesn't change anything. It's not like you lose your coins. It just fixes the decimals. Not a big deal. You would hit save, and then you'd see it pop up here. Boop. Now, again, I don't know that you're going to see a balance yet, so you have to do what I showed you before. And because I'm already here, I'm going to copy my private key again, so I don't have to do it. I'd go to click on View Wallet Info, send Ether tokens, although I don't need to send. We're not sending. Now we're just concerned with, did I get any? So really, I don't want to click on send, even though you could. I want to just hit View Wallet Info. So I'll click on that, private key, paste the private key again, like we've always done, unlock, and boom. Oh, Veri, I got 200 Veri, right? That's what it should show. But it's only going to show that once the confirmations and everything through the network is, if it's being bogged down, you may be waiting a little while. But normally it's pretty fast. So you should be able to come back and say, okay, my Ether balance is now, 0.2 something or whatever it was. And, oh, there's 200 Veritasium. I got in. Yes. That's what you should be saying next. So I hope this video helps you get in an ICO of your dreams like a boss. Take care.